Oh my God, I'm so excited. Hi, everyone. How are you? Hi, Nanette. Good to see you.
It's so good to see you. Always nice to talk with you.
Hey, everyone. Welcome to today's live. If you're joining us live or on replay, leave a comment below. Let me know where in the world you're joining from. I am based in Spain, as many of you know. Nanette, where are you joining from today?
I am from coming from Michigan, the Detroit metro area.
Yes. Nanette, we have been on this journey last few months, more than a few months, I guess.
Yeah, it's been a bit.
But today we were talking a little bit more about kind of overcoming the fear of speaking. And the reason why we were talking about this particular topic today is because Nanette, when I first met Nanette, she had a beautiful and a big mission to empower more people through her divorce coaching business. She's never spoken on stage, and she wanted to make sure that her message is heard wide by various audience and people who are going through divorce to help make impact. And what we've learned on this journey in terms of being a first time speaker on a stage, I wanted to share with all of you today because I know many of you are considering speaking and sharing the message with the world, and this could feel a little bit daunting. So I invited Nanette to just share a little bit about her experience and talk about her journey and just hopefully inspire some of you today as well. So Nanette, tell me a little bit more about yourself so the audience can get to know you.
Gosh, where do I begin? So my journey in this realm started a few years ago, and I guess the best way to lead into this was taking a course on speaking, and it was terrifying to me even just to videotape myself talking and sharing it with the group. It was an assignment. And now I look and fast forward to now and being on podcasts and speaking, just speaking off the cuff. It is not something I ever thought I would be able to do. And I do have to say, Ramonda, your way of teaching and guiding and supporting and surrounding us with women who are all like they're just engaging and comforting, whether it be a first time speaker or somebody who's experienced. This experience has just been, I don't know, more than I could even have imagined. Because again, I'm I wasn't a speaker, but now I can say I am a speaker. Am I experienced with years of experience? No, but I know now that I can do it. I
Mm,
know now that I don't have to be perfect. Even when I'm recording videos for myself in my own, Facebook groups, I used to redo and redo and redo until it was perfect. And even then, it wasn't perfect. And now I realize that just being authentic and speaking your message, and I realized that when you're talking about something that you're passionate about, that it really does come out naturally.
I'm
And
so glad that you said that. I'm so glad that this is how it feels, like not having to get it perfect. I've been
no, yeah.
Nanette, I know that feeling of like struggle. Like I still don't like doing videos.
I don't either, because I'm always like, oh, this doesn't look good and that doesn't look good, and I have to embrace that. I'm getting older. I don't look like I'm 30 anymore. Like those are all little innuendos that you have to look at, and you have to go. "Yeah, I'm just going to put it out there because what's important is my message,
Yeah.
not so much how I look. I do try to do my hair, put some makeup on, but
And brush your hair. I don't always do that, of course.
yeah, but yeah, it's just again, I I knew 3 years ago. I have it on my board here, a list of all the things that I wanted to accomplish, and that was one of them. So now that I've taken that first step, I know that I can do it, and that I know that each time will be a different experience. Um, but if you have a message to get out there, you have to speak. You can't stay quiet.
Mm. I'm glad you said that also. When you are excited and passionate about something, it really comes through quite naturally. Did you initially have that fear of at least putting yourself forward and then of course speaking? And how did you manage it?
I think so when I wrote my story back in 2020 and I published my story, once I made that decision to do that, I think that was a really good stepping stone for me, because it was like, my story's out there, if you want to know more about me, read the book, that kind of thing. It's out there. And I think over the last few years, sharing my story has gotten much easier, because I've realized now that you can't stay quiet with your story, because you don't know who you could be helping. Even if I help one person, get over a hurdle or get through their day, it's worth it. And I think that and I'm going to say this as women, because I'm a woman, you're a woman, we need to embrace each other and share our stories and be more compassionate towards each other. And this is how we can do it. Overcoming our fears, stepping out of our comfort zone, thinking outside the box. And I actually don't have any, if somebody asks me a question, if I can answer it, I'll answer it. I don't have anything to hide. I am who I am and do what I do for a reason.
Yeah, beautiful. Yes. I loved working with you since October, since we connected, and
Right. I
it's
remember
just tell me. So, what was your experience?
I went into it. I didn't prepare. I didn't research. I didn't have a script. I just went in there very authentic. And when I knew that it's like, okay, this is kind of cool. It's like an interview, I'm either hired or I'm not. And I just remember that day getting on the call and thinking, if this is what I'm supposed to be doing, then it's going to all work out. And the feeling that I had when you told me that I was, you wanted me to do this, I was just thrilled. It wasn't, oh my God, now I have to do this. It was like, this is going to be so exciting.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And it has been ever since. And the people the women in the group, the Thrive group, they're just amazing. They're just amazing.
What was the highlight moment? What was the highlight of this, I guess, for you as a speaker?
Of the summit or the whole preparation? Because there's many highlights.
Oh, the prep. Let's go for the prep and then the summit. The summit is like the cherry on top.
The prep part was just getting to know each woman, but also the fact that I was being heard as well. I wasn't just listening to someone else's story or listening to them speak. That the information that I gave on whatever topic we were talking about, it was welcomed. I was valued. My opinion was valued. And that was pretty amazing for me, because it's one thing when you're talking to your friends and your family and they're like, oh, I'm so proud of you and you're this and you're that. But when really strangers are interacting with you and they're appreciating what you have to say, yeah, it was pretty empowering for me.
That's nice. It gives you a lot of confidence to keep speaking up and own your voice and own your air. And there's a lot of women that come in and they say, well, we get shaken up a little bit by so many other experts in the room. But I would say you're here for a reason. Step into it, own it, be you.
Absolutely. And I think that this group was so, again, welcoming, and there was no judgment ever. I've never walked out of there going, oh, that didn't go so well. There was never any animosities or competition there was always a positive energy. Yeah.
And it's quite crazy to think there are nearly 50 women in this process, right? How is it possible that no one brings that kind of energy in?
And if there was, I didn't feel it. I felt none of that. Yes. I miss our Tuesday gatherings, and and of course, even just after the summit, it was just like it was we had to coming down off a real high. It was like there was something missing in my day the following week.
I agree. I'm still like, even this week on a day when we have a call, I'm like, oh, I get to see you guys next week
Yeah,
because we're trying to do bi-weekly now to kind of unwind the summit.
no, you have to like slowly cut the ties. Yeah, we don't want a hard stop.
It's hard. It's
Mhm.
hard because the relationships we built, it's just been, and the whole momentum and everything else. Like, I miss you guys. Like, I miss that Wednesday. I miss catching up with all of you.
Absolutely. No, it's true. And even if we do connect outside of the group, it's just not the same. It's like it's not the same. It's wonderful, but it's not the same as all of us gathering and seeing
Yeah,
each other's faces.
yeah, exactly. So the highlight during the summit.
Oh my goodness. I mean, for me, I was surprised at how quickly, because when at the beginning I found out like, oh my God, I have to speak for 45 minutes, what, or 35 minutes or whatever. It was, like, how am I going to do that? I was amazed at how quickly it went. I just felt like as I had practiced, but it just flew by. And I felt so at ease when I was speaking. But then on the flip side of it, of listening to all the women talk, I, I hated it. I tried to keep my week pretty open, but each day I had a couple, a few hours that I couldn't. I felt like I was like missing the party. I felt like I was missing out on something because they were so interesting, educational, uplifting. I mean, again, we were lifted up all week long. There was never a moment where you felt, oh, I don't want to listen to her. This is not good. It was just captivating.
Um, I wish I could do that week, replay that week over and over. I know some talks, I was like, I need this talk for every morning in my life.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. There was a few mornings where it was, I don't know, 6 a.m. my time, and I was barely awake, but I had the talks running if I could. Yeah, for sure.
Um, I've got it on my list to do, like rewatch some of the talks, and because it was quite powerful, and what we don't realize that you might be watching it at that moment in time, but when you listen to something that perhaps you listen or never listened before, you receive it differently depending where you are in your journey as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, for sure, for sure. Because even that week, you're hearing so much and taking so much
Mm.
in that I think if you go back and listen to it, you hear it differently, or you pick up on something that you didn't really pick up on the last time, for sure.
Those of you watching this right now, or maybe you're even on replay, leave a comment below. Let me know if you have any questions, whether it's regarding speaking. Maybe you have a question for Nanette, personal, with regard to successful divorce, as we call it, which we know it's not the easiest thing to talk about, or even to have a successful divorce. But if you are at a stage of going or considering going through divorce, then Nanette is definitely your lady to support you through that process. Who do you mainly help, Nanette?
My clients are mainly, well, I simply coach women divorcing, but specifically women divorcing after many years of marriage,
Mm.
45, 50, and unfortunately, it's very common these days. I can give you a list of statistics,
Yeah.
uh, but yeah, it's sadly they're called a gray divorce when you divorce after 50, but they're very common. It's common now that after 30 years of marriage, when you think that you're going into that prime of your life, retirement, and then your life takes a completely different turn. So that's specifically who I am geared towards coaching.
Well, if you need any help with that, please reach out to Nanette or recommend her if there is someone in your life who you know needs the help.
Yeah.
I hope not, but
Yeah.
you never know. We never know when we may need it. Yeah, it's I don't know. Anything you want to ask me, Nanette? Or anything you want to talk about?
I don't know. I mean, Ramonda, I just don't even know. Like we talked earlier about other speaking engagements, and I have an opportunity to do one in the summer, and I am curious to know how that experience will be, because I've set the bar really high being in your group first, because I'm like, I don't know how anybody could top the experience that you've given us, you know, for when did we have our conversation last August or September, and it felt so far away, and then all of a sudden it's here and we're doing it, and now it's like 3 weeks behind us or a month behind us. I don't have any questions other than, when can I do it again for you?
I love it. Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, Nanette, like I said, I wish we could just do it every week.
I know.
Okay, something I've been kind of brewing behind the scenes, and this is for audience as well, of course. It is also for the speakers. I'm looking for a date in our diary, where we can do it again. And I mean the whole summit. But when we can do it again, as in celebration, a gathering, just like a couple hours where we can really get together, speakers and audience, share our experiences, talk, and have like an open forum celebration.
Absolutely. It's worth celebrating.
Yeah, so that's what I want. So that's going to be the next time. It won't be long, a couple weeks from now, maybe in May. So I'm just looking for the right date in the diary. That's all. I have not had the time to just work it out in my diary.
Yeah.
And there's something else we're doing as post-production, which you don't know yet. No one knows yet other than my team, and now you hear it.
Yes.
We are creating something called the Hall of Fame.
Oh. Wow.
This is this is going to be a page on our website that highlights and spotlights women who have had perhaps significant contribution or success, or I don't know what will go in there yet, but this is something that we are compiling to create a Hall of Fame, to do some spotlights of some of the speakers who contributed.
That's exciting. That's so exciting. That's so exciting.
So we're going to have our own Hall of Fame for this year's summit.
That's very cool. Very, very cool. The only thing that I want to add as you're talking and you're creating these extremely wonderful events is how lucky I am to have been introduced to your group and to introduced to you, because you give me great confidence in myself. So thank you.
I love it. And when we were behind the scenes, I said, have you done any speaking? Like, are you putting yourself out there? I want you to keep putting, especially as a first-time speaker. Don't hate. This has been a great run, and we had an amazing time. But don't let this be the only thing you've done.
Oh no. I want to keep moving forward, and I've been on a few more podcasts, which is exciting for me as well. But I'm already thinking about what my next topic would be, because I don't know, I don't always want it to be on the preparation, because I also want to empower women on their what's next, on that new beginning, that there's so much more to look forward to. And I always, for a long time, feared the future, and now it excites me, and I want to share that with other women.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So keep sharing your message. That's what I want to say.
Yes.
Find stages, find places, local events, and you will find actually speaking at a local event or in-person event is much much different.
I would like to, that is really what I want to do. And I think that's going to be an even different experience. Sitting in my office with a camera in front of me and talking to people is one thing, but I think getting up on the stage and actually engaging will be a whole new different emotions and nerves, but I'm definitely ready to do it.
It's
Definitely.
a body experience.
Yes.
It's like a whole body experience. It's a little bit different. And
yes, I have to look good all over, not just from here up.
And even myself, who I've hosted many events, I've done many talks, the live stage still gives me butterflies, still gives me nerves.
Oh, like that.
But nothing really replaces it. And I feel like because of this COVID and not so many events, we don't get to do so many in-person things. But definitely, gosh, that is an experience, and I would say go pursue it if you can. Even if it's
I'm going to. I'm anxious to go to an event in Spain. I haven't been to Spain in years. I'd love to go back.
People ask me, like, when are you doing events? Like, live, real, in person? I'm like, I don't know yet.
One day. When is it supposed to happen?
One day. Nanette, it's been lovely to see you today.
I always love to see you.
Thank you for your contribution. Just the joy you brought this to our stage, to our community.
Thank you.
I adored working with you. I hope we get to do many other things in the future.
I hope so.
And I can't wait to keep seeing you on different stages.
Me too. I can't wait to see me there. But thank you 1,000 times over, Ray, for your support, wisdom, guidance. It's been very valuable to me.
I appreciate it. Thank you for listening. And actually, just participating and being coachable in that sense. That always means a lot to me, to have people who are willing to learn and grow. That is important. So
thank you.
Appreciate all of you for listening and being here. Thank you so much. I see a few people coming in and out. But if you have just catching the last bit of this live, please make sure you go back and watch at the beginning as well. We had some beautiful conversations today. If you're an aspiring speaker wanting to speak on our stage, make sure you put application for it as well. We still got a few more weeks of interviews before the interviews close. And then we're getting ready for the next summit, which is next March. And if you don't know much about the Women Thrive Summit, the Women Thrive Summit is all about empowering women and supporting women to rise and thrive in business as well as their lives. And it's our annual event that happens every March. And there is a replay available at womenthrivesummit.com. So you can always go and check it out there. Thank you all so much. And Nanette, we'll see you again soon.
Thank you so much, Ray.
Thank you.